hope that you've had a really incredible day full of inspiration and connection. And if you still have not exchanged, physical or virtual cards with someone, there's still time to do that. So please make sure that you do. As you probably learned and know, there are so many inputs that have to combine to get the outcomes that we all desire and the outcomes that our students deserve. And to that end, I will just say that the leadership here at the Department of Education has just been a really critical engine in getting this work moving and making sure that it's really meaningful. And at the beginning of the day, we heard from Secretary Cardona, who provided some really stirring remarks based on his personal experience and what he's seen around the country. And we also have someone very special here to close us out on a strong note. And so I'd like to welcome to the stage my boss and our Deputy Secretary, Cindy Marten.
She's actually the boss, if you want to think about it. Or people know wherever I go, when the kids walk in, I say, everybody quiet, the bosses are here. Because who do we really work for? The students. So that's the real boss. You had the big boss, you had the secretary, she called me. We know who we work for. And I just want to say, the best day, the hardest day in school was Halloween, the kids with the costumes on Halloween. The day after Halloween is really hard too. We had second graders here yesterday, so Secretary Cardona and I got to read them stories and do activities, and it was fabulous. I'm wearing orange, and I still love Halloween, so it's like the day after Halloween color. So it was great to have students in the building and always remember truly who we work for and why we do the work. And for me to be able to serve in this capacity is a high honor in my 34th year in education. 17 of those years I spent in a classroom teaching students, teaching kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and then 10 years as an elementary principal in San Diego with a school that was 100% Title I, 85% English learners. Every single risk factor known to education existed on that campus. And I was there for 10 years before becoming superintendent in San Diego. I say that to say the Secretary Cardona and I bring our practitioner teacher's heart to the work that we do every single day. We've led the work, we've done the work, we've taught students in classrooms, we've led large systems and small systems, and we understand the importance of partnership. We understand the importance of this ecosystem that has been built through this national partnership in a place where you come together and you learn from one another. Your struggles, your successes, your challenges, your hopes, the things that work, the things that don't work, but that's what happens in an ecosystem that's built together with intentional collaboration, as you heard our secretary talk about this morning. That's why it is such an honor to do the work, to watch people come together and learn from one another. We do it alone and it's good. When we do it together, it's the best. And then we learn from one another and we have an exponential deliverable and key concrete things that happen to change outcomes for students in ways that are actually seen and measurable in big, big ways. So knowing that I say I have deep gratitude, I start November as my gratitude month. If you ever heard me give a speech before, I talk about my daily gratitude practice. Every single day, I find something to be grateful for. I do it in the form of photography. But for November, I double down on it because it's the beginning of gratitude month. So know that my gratitude for what you do every single day really is making a difference. So we have the champions, we have AmeriCorps. Are we going to do the clap for each one? I heard that this morning. Every time we say somebody, get another clap. But all of the champions, the NPSS hub, that actually creates this whole ecosystem, allowing it to work. So then we get the leaders and the tutors and the mentors and the success coaches and the post-secondary transition coaches. All of these are critical people-powered roles that make this actually work. So I bring this lifelong experience as an educator to this, and then I get so inspired when I hear the individual stories that roll up to a collective story that answers the president's call. What you're doing is enabling what we call the optimal outcomes for our students. And it's really focused on our historically underrepresented students. We're building bridges in underserved communities, and these are bridges that last for a long time. It's not for a moment. It's not for a short term. And it's not by accident. It's by design through intentional collaboration. What you're doing is essential work. You're informing, you're inspiring, you're connecting people and organizations with the passion that they have for their communities, and it's with the singular focus of our students' best interest in mind and giving them the supports that they need, when they need it, in the way that they need it, and where they need it. And whether that's you're an organization that's all about providing the tutors, maybe that's your goal, maybe you're bringing in the mentors, you're bringing in health services into the school building where they need it, you are making sure the needs of the whole child are truly met by design, community by community. And my favorite thing that President Biden says whenever he gives a speech, almost every time, inspires me every time. He always says there is nothing we can't do when we do it together, because America is about one thing. You know how he gets like a softer voice? We're about one thing. It's possibility. That's what we do. We can do this. So today, what we were able to hear is we were able to hear the impact of all of the commitments across the school districts, all of the community partners, higher ed stepping up in such a big way. Together, and with the help of the American Rescue Plan, we have fueled and estimated, as you've already heard, the big number, 187,000 people-powered supports into our schools across the country. That's representing enormous progress towards the big goal of 250,000. And I know we're overachievers. We're going to go beyond that. Just let it be known here that's going to happen. Because even that number, this is going to get there by 2025. It doesn't even count the additional high impact work that's taking place to support young people in community-based settings across and outside of schools. So I want to say I'm heartened by the progress as I get the regular reports of the people who are in this room, of the people joining us online, and yet we know there's still more work to be done. We have to ensure that every student does have the support that they need to succeed and to thrive, and we have to continue with a laser focus on several things. Recruit more college students to serve in high impact roles in pre-K to 12th grade schools and out of school time programs. More. You heard the secretary this morning say we need more. What is it like for a student who's a middle schooler to meet with a college student who that's what I want to do someday? We need more of the college students being those mentors. We need to also engage and support more older adults and retirees that can be of service and join. I see my friends over there. You got it. You know, you're bringing it there. We also have to create more opportunities for high school students and the recent graduates to support the younger students in near peer tutoring. There's nothing like a high school student coming up with a kindergartner and hanging out and helping them, tutor them, mentor them, and show them what their future could be like. And then that gives them really good experience. They might decide they might become a teacher, which helps us with our teacher pipeline goals. And we need to forge strong partnerships between the schools, the youth serving organizations, because these need to be evidence-based and they need to be innovation-focused. It's not just partnership to partner. We don't partner for partner's sake. We use evidence-based, we use research, and we have innovation inside of it so they commit to the transformative work of putting students and families and communities at the center of what we do. And finally, we have to create more opportunities for people that are serving in the NPSS roles, like AmeriCorps members, employees, or volunteers, so they can develop educators and youth development professionals through meaningful training and support, and they get that great professional development. So if we're going to do this, which I know we will, we'll answer the president's call and we'll get support doing this critical work. If you want to get more help to support the work, go to our www.partnershipstudentsuccess.org to see how we can get more help in supporting this critical work that we're doing. I have to take the opportunity also to reinforce what President Biden and Secretary Cardona have been elevating for some time now. And I hope within all that you've heard today, that this grounds you as you leave today, which is true. We, the American people, have a once in a generation opportunity. Right now, this is our once in a generation opportunity to redesign education for every student once and for all. This is our opportunity to do that, to make our schools the hub of the communities and to address the needs of the whole child. We have to bring in key services into the school buildings. Go to where our students are. Provide the high quality summer learning and the after school programs that our students deserve, because it works for some kids. Some kids are getting this some days in some places, but not yet everywhere. It's why we have increased federal funding for community schools 5-fold. And through you can clap for that. You love that. 5-fold. This is not a little bit. And then we have the Bipartisan Safer Community Act, where we're investing $1 billion in increasing the number of school mental health professionals. This is what we mean by investment. We're not buying our way out of the pandemic. We are investing with real dollars and real supports. And together we've done so much, and I know we can do so much more. So I just need to thank every single one of you for your resilience, your unwavering dedication against hard headwinds that make this very challenging work, but you are doing what our country needs. You are giving students the supports that they need in school and out of school, and summer learning programs within the communities that you serve. I can tell you, as an inner city principal for 10 years, trying to get support for my students, where support would come in and they'd try to do a little something and then they'd leave and they didn't really do much of anything. When you get the support right, and you're working with the schools and the communities, and you're asking teachers and principals, what do you most need now? And you get into real meaningful partnership, you get outcomes, and you get them in a synergistic way, and you deliver. So let's keep doing this work. Let's keep doing it together. Keep our eye on the target. Keep our hearts with our students, the bosses, the ones we work for, and keep our unwavering commitment to be able to provide the supports that build the world-class education system that our students deserve. I believe in the hope and the promise of education in our country as the foundation of our democracy, and I believe when we do this together, we get outcomes like we've never seen before. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you.